Okay, I wanted to make sure I get the first fire up of this thing on tape in case some blue smoke comes out. Got my master system disc. I actually noticed in the discs that were sent, there's copies of this, but I'm going to use the original first try. Like I said, don't forget to clean everything. I've got my disc cleaning kit. That'll be the first thing I do if it powers up and seems to work fine. The apples you do have to load from your master system disk to use your drive, but it doesn't mean we can't. So I put a little bit of this cleaner on here, so this is ready to go. I won't load anything, it's just going to whirl, I suppose, and clean it. Turn on the monitor. Well, red light came on. I don't know if the contrast and everything and brightness is messed up. I won't know for a bit. And you do have to let these warm up before you start messing with worrying about whether they're focused or properly, because they do have a bit of a warm-up cycle. Here goes the main power on this thing. I should move my fluke. Reach back and give her a flick. Oh, I heard a beep! But that's it. Did not hear it try and do the drives, but we were told that the drives were no good on the auction, so that's okay. If I can't fix it, I actually can buy these on eBay. Tested in working ones, they're not expensive, so I'm not worried too much about this. I would like to have seen the monitor come on though. That's a little, oh, I guess it's there, I just had to brighten it up. Let's see if I can focus in on that. That's all it says. It says Apple 2, and that's all it says. And I don't know if it's supposed to say any more than that right now or not. It should be. Boy, I just love that green color and those little pixels. That is so sweet. You can see that. Okay. Not getting any response from the keyboard. I should at least be able to do, tell it to whirl up whatever in the slot, and I'm not. So that's a little disconcerting that I'm getting the Apple II up, but no, nothing. Well, I guess the next thing we'll do is we'll go ahead and we'll just take out the hard drive, the floppy drive, and we'll make sure that controller isn't causing a problem, and see if maybe basically just come up in the Apple soft that would be there, as if you were going to use audio cassettes, because that should still work. You should still be able to come up in the ability to read and write to audio cassettes. So maybe it's causing an issue. Okay, we've taken out the drive control card, and of course the drive is no longer in it. So if we boot now, we should at least get AppleSoft, unless there's something wrong with the language card. That'll be the next thing. Well, now we're getting a bit of a prompt. So something about the drives is causing a bit of an issue. We are coming up in the AppleSoft prompt, so that's good news. Means the system is alive. I'm not going to be able to do much without the DOS, but zoom out a little bit. Well, it's hard to do much without a drive. Let's see. Type the program in, I guess. Boy, I so want to hit that reset key. I want to hit this reset key for backspace. Yeah, watch when I do it. Bonk. Here goes everything. But you got to hit it pretty hard. You got to hit that reset pretty darn hard, because it's got like a rubber washer under it protecting it. But that's funny. So I don't know. That's all goobered up now. 10 print 5 plus 5 plus 5 list. Whoops, keys on the wrong finger. Here's my program, 10 plus 5. See if it'll run. I don't even remember if that's right. 10, yay! So I actually managed to get a program in, line 10, print 5 plus 5, run 10, did it math. So that's pretty good. Okay, so we know the language card isn't really causing an issue. We can pretty much say it's a diff drive controller, which is fine. I'm gonna go ahead and just plug it in and see if it's gonna. Well, it's gonna need a drive. I have another drive. This machine came with 2 drives. I'll go ahead and try the second drive to see if it's functional. I got the other drive that came with it hooked up. I got it hooked into number 1 slot 6, which is supposed to be standard for this. Maybe it'll talk to this drive better. I'll put my disk cleaning kit in case it spins up. It should at least spin up unless there's a power problem on this drive controller. And let's turn it on. Ooh, definitely making noise on this second drive. That's really good. It's a good sign. The other drive must be totally bunkus. Okay, good. We'll go ahead and we're getting a good spin on this one. So that other drive just has a power problem inside. I'll have to probe with it hooked up later. I'll do some testing to see if the power is actually getting through the cable to that first drive or not. I'm going to put some solution on so that we can clean up this read-write head inside this drive before we do any real diskettes. Now that we have that. Okay, it's cleaning up. Okay, that should be good enough. The way the apples work is once you address a drive, whether it's there or not, it just keeps on talking. It's not like it times out and says, "Oh, there's no drive responding back to me. I better send up an error." It doesn't do that. These Apple IIs, once they try to talk to a drive, if it's defective or not there or not working, it just spins forever. In this case, there's no data. It's a blank disk. It's actually a cleaning disk. Even if it were a blank disk, it would do the same. It would just spin continuously and never come back to the computer saying nothing found or anything. So, I mean, there's a lot of things I don't like about the Apple. One of them is the way they use the external drives, where the power has to come from the computer. I don't like that. It makes it very difficult to move one of these boxes around because you got to unhook this weird ribbon or any ribbon. You can't just unplug the power from them, so they always have to be hooked up however you're moving your computer around. They're real dicky about getting them inside, so I don't like that. I don't like the fact that there's no intelligence inside the drives that can basically do a lot of the work on its own. You actually have to load the drive operating system from a master disk. You actually have to boot that drive operating system off of the master disk. If you don't even have a drive functionality. All you have is audio cassette. Whereas even the Commodores back in the time, the intelligence was in the drive, so you just jacked in the serial cable and that was it. The drive had its own intelligence and its own microcontroller, and it had its own power supply, and so you just said, "Hey, is there anything on this serial port?" and bam, drivers respond back. If the drive couldn't find something, or if the drive couldn't access it, it would actually stop trying and send a message back, and the computer would say, "Yeah, there was nothing there." And also, really, the Commodore 64 is superior in many aspects, not to mention that one in cabling. Okay, here we go. The second drive is hooked up. We already know it's going to power up. We got our master DOS. This is basically the disk operating system. The way the Apple II is designed is the Apple II Plus will actually automatically say, "Hey, drive in slot 6, number 1, do you have anything?" And then, of course, if it's a DOS operating system, it'll load up the disk operating system, append that to the AppleSoft Basic, so that there you have extra commands in your AppleSoft Basic that work with the disk drive. Until you do that, you're like we were in that mode when we didn't have a drive hooked up. We were still able to use and write programs. Like I wrote that one program with one line. I could have saved it then to audio cassette, but no disk drives until you boot your drive operating system and add it to your AppleSoft Basic. No telling if this disk is any good after 30 years. There are some copies in this discs he sent, so let's see what we get. It should whirl for a few seconds and boot up with the standard screen, but with a disk operating system. It's making proper clicking noises. We have a prompt. We have an operating system loading. Let's see. You can see that says DOS version 3.3, 8, 25, 1980, Apple II Plus, or ROM card, System Master, loading integer basic into language card. That's a little extra feature you wouldn't get unless you had that language card. If you don't have that language card, then it's just going to stop right after getting DOS version 3.3 in, and you're just going to have DOS and AppleSoft. But right now, because it saw the language card, it went ahead and loaded integer basic into the language card. So now I have both languages in my system because it loaded integer basic off of here and bit shifted it up into that language card. And I can switch to it now if I wanted to. Like you'll see the caret right now is, if I remember this correctly, this little bracket means you're in AppleSoft. And if I type, I believe it's int, that's the command to switch into the language card, and it should switch over to integer basic. And it did. You see the caret here, this bracket changed into like a little sideways equal sign, or an equal, a greater than sign, essentially. And that means I would be running programs now in integer basic and writing programs in integer basic, which was written by Steve Wozniak, as opposed to if I go back and type, I think it's PR to get back, or is it PF? No, it's going to be PF. Oh, PR or PF? PR. Boy, this is a few years ago. No, what is it? FP. Aha, FP. I remembered. Holy cow. So, yeah, I got back. I typed the command on a couple times. I was in integer basic there, and then I typed the proper FP command, and now I'm back into AppleSoft Basic written by Microsoft, hence the word soft and the word AppleSoft. And as you saw, the chips inside were labeled Microsoft because AppleSoft is written by Bill Gates. So now with language card I could run both types of basic programs, or if I really had another one like a Fortran, if I stuck a disk in here for Fortran or Pascal, it would boot up and see that, and it would, rather than loading integer basic into that language card, it would load Fortran or Pascal into it, and then I'd be coding in those languages, and then still I would have disk operating system 3.3 running to use my drives and save those programs. Nothing much different. Let's see if there's what's on the disk. We'll type the command to get. Holy cow! I want to do a catalog. I think. Catalog. Log. If I don't specify a drive or a slot, then the catalog command will go to that same default drive. And we hear it clicking. Ooh, look at that! We got the hello program. I don't know if I can get in there tight. We've got the hello program, animals, Apple proms, AppleSoft, Apple Vision. These are the size of the programs in bytes. And the A in front means that's AppleSoft, whereas animals is integer basic. Don't remember what T is, so then there's integer basic, integer basic. I think T is a designator for some sort of a simple binary file, sort of like just straight up binary. And then, no, that B would be binary, I think. Binary would be B. I don't know what T might just be text. Oh yeah, T is probably just a text file. Oh well, I can't remember everything. So several binary files, which is probably being loaded into when you're booting up. I'd like to see animals. What do you suppose animals is? I have to get into integer though to get to it. So let's swing out a little bit, and let's see if we can type in. Whoops! It's actually paused, which means there's more. So I got to hit the space bar, and it'll go get more. Wow! I can't believe how much fun this is, and I'm going to probably cut most of it out. Let's switch back to Apple Basic. So it's FP, and let's say load Brian's. I got to get an apostrophe in there. Shoot. Brian's theme. I loaded it this time instead of running it. And I'll list it. Something's not quite right with that. It should have scrolled all the way to the top. I find it funny that it didn't do anything up here. And it doesn't seem to be coming all the way over here. It seems like it's using a smaller screen now. Let's run it. Brian's Theme by Brian House, copyright engine, Apple Corporation. Hit enter. Step by 5, press escape. Clever. It's not using the whole screen though. I mean, clearly we're not using the whole screen. I wonder if that's doing that under all conditions. Notice this should be at the top. This should not be down over here and over here. It's very much not a centered image, nor is it going all the way up. It seems focused though. I got to see if I can fix the screen. For some reason it's only using this, about this much of the screen. And so I'm going to have to play around the back of the monitor and see if there's something to do with that. Well, with those adjustments in the back, for the size and shape and horizontal and vertical and everything, they were all pops back there. And the tool that was nicely left behind, not that I don't have one of these, I do, but this was left behind as I said earlier. I got it fitting the screen pretty good. It's got about the same gap all the way around. Doesn't really have any tilt to it. So let's see what it looks like in the text mode now. We'll do a catalog. Whoops, typed that wrong. And let's see. Oh yeah, much larger now. It was basically scrunched. Someone had been back in there turning knobs that didn't know how to set a monitor. And so now we have a really, I can probably almost read that full screen now because the font is no longer squinched down to a it was squinched down to about 2/3 its size and 2/3 its width. And this is the way it should look with these big pixelated colors and so forth. I guess we could list the program now. It should list a lot better. If we say list, yeah, it's listing a lot better now. Wow, you sure don't get much. You only get 40 characters across, and I think 20 some high. That's tough to read. Wow, I did not remember that. And it does a carriage return over here automatically. I'd have to get used to reading that again. Wow. Now we got a lot bigger screen on this. We got DOS version 3, same date, Apple Plus, ROM card, loading integer basic into memory automatically. And now if we select list, we'll see that hello program. This is essentially the program that launches everything, the hello program that's on this disk. And remember there's something else, the home command, which brings back to the upper corner here. And then when you do the list, you can do Control C and Control S. Control C breaks, Control S is going to stall it so we can see the program as it goes by. So list, Control S, I basically stall it with Control S. And you can see the program 10 is basically a REM statement, 20 is a REM statement. Then it's text colon print, and then home. That I just saw that, so I tried it and realized, yeah, that's home. And then it's printing that DOS version 3.3, Apple II Plus, ROM card system, and this is where it goes into basically poking at the language card memory to see if it's there, and if so, then that takes over a procedure that will then load any other language that it finds on the drive. In this case, it finds integer basic. So those are all just memory poke commands. I really don't remember them at all. A call command to another line. If there are no load, it load int G and DL in more commands. Write protect, no card. So yeah, wow, cool, fun times. Pretty excited about this. Well, I hope I'm not boring anyone too much with this rundown memory lane on the program. But I found something that actually demonstrates both integer basic as well as a language card as well as AppleSoft. So everything comes up and we're in the AppleSoft prompt, as I said earlier. And we ran the Brian's theme, which was like a little graphics program that did do AppleSoft, and we did list that program. And so now we're going to see an integer basic. And normally you have to switch to integer basic. I remembered you switch to it because it's loaded in that graphics card. And that's really nice to have that graphics card so that you're automatically loaded in integer basics in that language card, or sorry, language card, not graphics card. And you don't have to fiddle around finding a way to run integer basic programs. Like if we catalog, we'll go ahead and go home. We'll catalog. And even this computer has AppleSoft programs with the A and integer basic, several integer basics actually. And the one integer basic that I found that seemed really neat was this integer basic color demo. Now remember, I originally said you have to go int to get into integer basic and get that integer basic prompt, so you're running an integer basic language. But I found something interesting when I was toying around just now. We'll go back to, we'll do FP to get back to the AppleSoft. Watch this. I did not know this or remember this. If I load that integer program called color demo, which is the same thing that we just did but in integer basic, the Steve Wozniak language, watch what happens to the prompt. It automatically noticed it changed it to the other language card where integer basic resides. Neat! We can list it. It should be very much the same program, but it's integer basic, so it's definitely different. We can run it just the same because we have the language. Same thing, standard color names, numbers, kaleidoscope, and sketching. Let's see if the sketching program works better in integer basic. Use the game controller buttons. No, it's just all over the screen. It looks like it's just randomly moving. Nice enough here, they give you an exit. You don't have to do a reset or anything, so I can do 5. Well, this is how computers really were. This is a phone, AppleSoft Incorporated phone list. This is a program to keep your phone numbers, and it just pops up. It's a 50K program. Gives you options 1 through 7. You know, search for a listing, enter a file, a list of files. So you can search, list, enter a name. You got to pick a number like 3. If you type it wrong, like if you type 37, then you got to hit back arrow key, space, back arrow key, because really just when you hit enter, whatever's there is there. It's just so different. So enter a new name and press enter key. Use no commas, colons, or quotes. 25 characters at a max. Better have a long name. So, whoa, double type. And do I use spaces? I wonder if I can use spaces. Doesn't say I can't. Enter a number. 555 555 5555. Here is the name entered. I don't know if you can see that. And we got Todd Harrison, and the phone number is. Look at the reverse text. That's great. No lowercase in Apple, unless you got another. There's another upgrade card, an 80-column upgrade card, that then would do 80 columns across instead of 40, and then it came with lower and uppercase. There is a shift key on the keyboard, so programmatically you could probably do something, but no, it's all uppercase. Everything was uppercase by default. Is this correct? Oh yes, I'd say it's correct. And it'll probably want to write this to the disk. I'm surprised it didn't. And we will list the numbers now. And it says that's, whoops, you don't have that on the screen. Oops. and it's going to list your numbers, my name and my phone number. That's all of them. That's all of them. Enter. Crazy. I have room for 149 more people. You better have a big contact list. And printer is off. Edit. I do not see a save. I wonder how in the world they would expect you to save this. And this is a write protected disk, so it isn't going to save. So you have to basically print it. You have to type them in and print it. You cannot save. Maybe it looked and saw that the disk was write protected. Well, it shouldn't do that. I mean, you should be able to tell it to write to any disk. Well, exit the program. Maybe it'll ask me to save them. Yeah. File locked, breaking in. So basically it was going to save the list on exit. But I'd feel more comfortable if there was a save command in that list rather than actually having to exit to save without all the work you just typed in. What a world we lived in 30 years ago. You kiddies out there have it made. I tell you, that was crazy. But I love it. It's a great trip down memory lane. I play with this a lot on weekends. Well, I hope you enjoy seeing my new toy, Apple II Plus. Got to see a few things inside, got to see a few programs run, got to see me kind of tinker with it, get this monitor going real good again. I've already ordered another hard drive off of eBay. The other one is just not going to fire up, there's no power to it. And I got a replacement one for 20 bucks, guaranteed working. So, you know, you just can't beat eBay. 200 bucks for this nice old piece of history, a little bit of memory lane, back to the high school days. And, you know, it's sure is a cheap way to have a lot of fun. One really weird thing, once I started using it and typing in commands started coming out of me. I did not know how. It really kind of creeped me out. It was like a little bit of a, like an X-Files kind of episode. I would look at the screen and go, well, what did I just type? And why did it work? Oh yeah, that's right. And almost like there was something, someone inside of me who once I saw those screens and I saw the things coming up, I would literally type things and not even know that I remembered it. And it would work. And I'm like, it was very unsettling. And it happened several times. And I said, this is just weird how memory works. I mean, things coming out of my memory and I'm not even thinking of it. And yet it's there, it's on the screen, I'm looking at it. It's like I look over my shoulder, who did that? So I'm going to have a lot of fun with this. I'm going to see if I can type an old program I had to do in high school, which was making a Christmas tree with flashy, blinky lights. And yes, in high school it was green too, because that's all we had was the green screens. But that's okay, it'll be fun. If you have any questions about this machine, feel free to post them at toddfun.com or on the YouTube channel, Todd R. Harrison. And thanks for joining.